This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami Camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14, is I'm going to play a short clip of this devil, this wicked Edomite, retired Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster, or as those that knew him before he was a general, when he was a colonel, okay, because I know this individual personally, because he was my commanding officer when I was in Iraq, and he was a colonel at the time, okay, a full-bird colonel, back in 2005, 2006, and we used to call him H.R. McNasty, because he was an evil, ambitious, okay, psychopath, all right? And I'll just give you a little back briefing. We always had suspicion about this character, okay? Because every time he would go out on a convoy, his convoy would always get attacked. And a good friend of mine, okay, was assigned to his convoy as a medic, and he got killed on his convoy. All right, so I personally know this devil. All right, he's an evil SOB, and the Lord's going to judge him. Okay, because he wanted to get his general star. So, in order for you to get your general star, you got to be put in harm's way. All right, that's what he thought. Okay, this is not a nice person here. This is an evil, wicked devil. All right. So yeah, I know this individual personally. He was my commanding officer when he was a colonel, a full-bird colonel, back in 2005, 2006, in Operation Iraqi Freedom. Okay. He's not a sincere person. However, for this lesson, he does say the quiet part out loud, which proves we're in World War III. And so let the devil say it himself. They make their own tongue fall upon themselves. So let me play this clip.
General, isn't Iran's potential control of the Strait of Hormuz, wasn't that the most obvious card they had to play here? Why is it that it seems that the U.S. was not prepared for this?
Well, Adriana, we actually were prepared for it. I don't know where this narrative came out that it was a big surprise. I mean, we do an annual exercise with up to 30 countries and about the closure of the Strait of Hormuz and how to reopen it. And so what you're seeing in the campaign now, and I think this is really important to understand, is a continuation of the joint, the combined force of U.S. and Israel prioritizing the missile and the drone capabilities, including their manufacturing capabilities, including their ability to reconstitute their missiles and drones with support from Russia and China. There are a couple of ships sailing right now with solid fuel from China. I don't think they're going to make it to Iran. And you saw that.
So he's saying that there's fuel or some fuel coming from China to Iran? Okay. Did he just say the quiet part out loud? Okay. Or is he saying that he made a mistake and that Iran is giving fuel to China, but they're not going to make it, meaning America is going to steal China's oil? Is that the reason why the Marines are moving? Okay, the way they're moving, there's a whole bunch of Marines headed towards that region. Okay, so let's play that again. Okay, again, he's saying the quiet part out loud. We're in World War III.
With support from Russia and China. There are a couple of ships.
With support from Russia and China. Okay? All right? This is a retired lieutenant general. Okay? All right? And this individual loves war. I thought he was going to kick shit off when Trump chose him back in when Trump was president 45, because Trump chose H.R. McMaster as the NSA. But at that time, probably Trump had cold feet and said, "Nah, we're not starting shit with Iran." All right, this individual is hell bent on war. Okay, he loves war. Okay, he loves carnage. Okay. Again, he's been accused of war crimes. Let's keep playing.
Sailing right now with solid fuel from China. I don't think they're going to make it to Iran. And you saw the IDF in the last 24, 48 hours striking ships in the Caspian Sea, the far north of Iran, because Russia was smuggling drones into Iran to reconstitute their capabilities.
So you have the JJ striking, okay, Russian ships. I mean, let's hear that again. What? Let's play that one more time.
In the last 24, 48 hours, striking ships in the Caspian Sea.
Hold on. Let's go back. That's one more time. We're in World War III.
The missile and the drone capabilities, including their manufacturing capabilities, including their ability to reconstitute their missiles and drones with support from Russia and China. There are a couple of ships sailing right now with solid fuel from China. I don't think they're going to make it to Iran. And you saw the IDF in the last 20.
Again, solid fuel from China. What is China supplying Iran that's not being spoken of? Okay? Or did he make a mistake and it's really oil from Iran going to China? And then he keeps saying they're not going to make it. Again, is that what the Marines are being sent to seize that supply? Okay, let's continue on. All right.
24, 48 hours, striking ships in the Caspian Sea, the far north of Iran, because Russia was smuggling drones into Iran to reconstitute their capabilities.
So you got the JJ striking Russian ships? Did you just say the quiet part out loud? All right, now check this out. Caspian strike marks first IDF hit on Iran-Russia supply lifeline. The unprecedented JJ strike on the Bandar Anzali extends the war beyond the Persian Gulf, targeting a key corridor used to funnel weapons between Tehran and Moscow, while signaling a broader maritime escalation. Okay, we're in World War III. Okay, let me get this scripture. 2nd Esdras chapter 16 verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction as at hand. Right, this is talking about World War III. Facts, okay? We're in it. It's just going to get a whole lot bigger. All right, now, of course, World War III will not end, okay? Because we need the R5 chip, which is the mark of the beast, okay? Because World War III ends with what? Nuclear war, okay? However, how close we are to that R5 chip, which is the mark of the beast, if this is all happening, okay, right now. 3, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? a fire set among you, and who may quench your right. There's no going back. All right, this is it. Okay, there is no peace. All right, and that whole bullshit tweet from Trump. Okay, Iran called it out and said we haven't spoken to Donald Trump. Okay, we haven't spoken to them since the war started, and we're not going to speak to them. Okay, all right. So what they basically said, Iran's side is saying he's doing this to calm the markets and to buy themselves time for the Marines and the 82nd Airborne to show up. Okay, which what's it called? Lindsey Graham said on Fox that he's willing to have a World War II type scenario, the Iwo Jima. What's it called? I think it's called Iwo Jima. Yeah, Iwo Jima casualties, right? Iwo Jima. Yeah. Let's do the Hill. Luna, right? This is a Florida representative in the 13th district down here in South Florida. Florida Rep. Anna Paulina Luna on Sunday said Senator Lindsey Graham was acting as if U.S. soldiers were expendable cattle following his comments about the possibility of losing service members in battle. I am deeply upset at the lack of respect for life Senator Lindsey Graham is displaying when talking about our troops. He's acting as if they are expendable cattle. This is unacceptable and dark. There were over 26,000 American casualties at Iwo Jima. Okay? And here's the interview, right? Because this is what Lindsey Graham said. He said, during the interview, the South Carolina senator reiterated his support for the U.S. taking Carg Island, right? And Carg Island could be just a psyop. It might be this island, okay? But we'll see. Carg Island could be a psyop, or they might just say screw it and drop 82nd Airborne in there while the U.S. Marines are down here causing the distraction. You know, basically trying to split the Islamic Republic Guard, or they can have 82nd Airborne just drop on Hormuz Island, because again, this is the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, so basically, Lindsey Graham is saying that these American soldiers need to go out like Iwo Jima. Now, what is Iwo Jima? During the interview, the South Carolina senator reiterated his support for the U.S. taking Carg Island, which is about 16 miles from Iran coast and serves as a major hub for oil exports. This has been an amazing military operation. God bless the fallen, but it's a difference when we talk about troops on the ground. I trust the Marines. I trust the DOD. We got 2 Marine expeditionary units sailing to the island. We did Iwo Jima. We can do this. Right, so Iwo Jima, there was a lot of deaths. Okay, like this congresswoman said, 26,000 soldiers dropped like flies. Okay, that was the biggest mass casualty in World War II. Okay, which again, this is all spiritual. If he's comparing this to Iwo Jima, and that happened in World War II, this proves that we're in World War III. Okay, so yeah, so hey, we're in these times, but again, all right, we prophesied this was going to happen. It's now happening. There's no escaping it. All right, now this situation with Russia and Iran and them JJs attacking Russian ships, all right, that's the least of the flock, drawing Babylon the Great, okay, to their destruction, to nuclear war. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock, and the least of the flock are these JJs, these 1940s, these small hats. All right, that's why they're attacking Russian ships. They're also attacking, what's it called? The Bashar nuclear power plant, which this Russian businessman. You know, he's the head of the nuclear company Rosatom. Okay, he's now evacuating a lot of his Russian scientists, but he also said he's keeping some there to maintain equipment integrity and be ready for proper reloading, right? Because again, these JJs were attacking near this facility, and I reported a couple days ago, okay, that them JJs were trying to hit them Russian scientists. Okay, so the JJs are keeping this World War III going. Okay, for the least of the flock shall draw them out. And that's why Ezekiel 38 is in play, because Putin's going to have that evil thought real soon. So let's read this one more time. Jeremiah 50 verse 45. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purpose is right, because this is the will of the Lord. He's making sure prophecy is fulfilled, okay, which means World War III has to happen. It is happening. It's in your face. There's no denying it. That he hath proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Right. So this is the end of America, Babylon the Great. Okay, we're clearly seeing the end of this place. It's happening. Okay, this place is falling. 46. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth moved, and the cries heard among the nations. Right, because this is going to lead to nuclear war. All right, and that's how America is ended as a civilization. And just to give you a Google map, okay, the Caspian Sea is right up here, okay, and this is where Russia is sending all its armaments, all its weapons. So, you know, he says drones. I don't know if that was just a cover-up, all right, because Iran was the one supplying Russia with a whole bunch of drones to fight in Ukraine, which that war is still going on. So there's a two-front war going on. How much more evidence do you need that we're in World War III? Anyway, this is why it's high time to wake up out of sleep. To our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, this is not a game. It's only going to get worse. It's going to get bad. So you need the Lord to protect you. Man, let me bring this out. Where is it? This is what I want. Proverbs chapter 27, verse 12. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Right. And a lot of our people are simple. Okay. They're arrogant. They're proud. They're just like this devil. Okay. H.R. McMaster. You're just like him. You are your father, the devil. You want to be like him. Okay. You want to act like him. All right. Thinking that America can't come down. Can't be taken out, can't be come down to the ground, can't be taken out of power, can't be judged. You think that America has the strongest military? Okay. Russia and China are involved in this war. In fact, let me show you something. Again, a prudent man foreseeth the evil. Okay, and we hide ourselves in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Watch this. How many countries are directly involved in the Ukraine and Iran conflict? You have to say it like this, because then it's because if you say war, they start playing little games. Look at this. Look at this. Are we not in World War III? Are we not in fucking World War III? All right? It's high time to wake up out of sleep. Anybody that's saying, no, we're not in World War III, just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Based on reports in March of 2026, the conflicts in Ukraine and Iran have become deeply intertwined. Maybe the AI overview needs to fucking, okay, tell you this. That AI overview tell you this. With a significant number of countries directly engaged through military action, strikes, or defense. Iran conflict. At least 11 to 13 countries are directly involved in the Iran war, initiated February 28, 2026 with Iran. The U.S. and Israel at the center. Retaliatory strikes have impacted or involved Bahrain, Kuwait, Iraq, Jordan, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Syria, Turkey, and the United Arab Emirates. Ukraine conflict. The war involving Russia and Ukraine has extended, with Iran, Belarus, and North Korea providing direct military support, with a coalition of the willing involving over 30 countries has pledged to support Ukraine, with 26 European nations agreeing to post-war security commitments. Total involvement. Some analysts suggest that when accounting for all active combatants, including those shooting, supplying, or actively defending against strikes in the Middle East, over 30 countries are now military involved in the broader, escalating conflict. Maybe you need the AI over you to tell you this shit, okay? Because you obviously ain't hearing it from us. That's why 2/3 of our people are going to die here. Let me get that scripture. You're going to die here in Babylon, the Great America. You're going to be cooked here, okay? And it shall come to pass, Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, two parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Right, the third is talking about the elect being delivered, saved, but 2/3 shall be cut off and die. That's 2/3 of our people, okay, here in America, Babylon the Great, because that's the 2/3 are dwelling here, okay, in America. 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, right, meaning the deliverance, okay. Revelation 15, okay, read that chapter, okay, where it talks about the elect got the victory, okay, and they saw America's destruction. And it talks about a sea of glass, right? And will find them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried, right? And the Lord's doing that now. He's preparing us, all right, to be delivered. They shall call on my name. That's why the name is very important, okay? It's not Jesus. It's not God. All right? The Father's name is Yahweh. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai. And now we hear them, right? So you have to call on the name of the Lord, his true name, not God and Jesus. That's not his name. I will say it is my people, the Israelites, and they shall say, the Lord is my power, okay? And we are saying Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is our power, okay? Okay? And so, yeah, we're here, okay? Even the devil, this wicked Edomite, H.R. McMaster, said the quiet part out loud. Russia and China are fully involved in this war. All right? And this man is going to get his judgment for real. And he will. The Lord's going to judge him when he sees fit. Because it's, at the end of the day, this is the Lord's movie. Okay? So with that, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep the door, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostle elders. We're almost out of here. To the few sisters that are watching, keep studying. When you pray, pray at your head cover. Shalom. We're almost out of here. Shalom.